Hello, welcome to another testing video. And if you guys aren't familiar with this channel yet, I just kind of really actively stopped making a whole bunch of videos on GBO2. But I have, whenever I do get a new suit just from playing with friends or whatnot, I do want to showcase those because I did have a huge portion of my videos dedicated to testing out some of these new suits, even if it's been a while since they've been released. And the Engage Zero was part of the whole UC Engage kind of event they had where they each week they had I think it was like 5 suits, right? Except for one of them was like a token pack suit. But yeah, this is the Engage Zero booster type, and from what I remember, not a lot of people were kind of impressed by it. And from what I remember, it was a very basic suit, but maybe it could have been considered good at one point, right? But yeah, there's the description here for this suit. Nice, I say decent beam resistance and melee resistance. Not a lot of range strength, but hey, 3 melee priority. Can use this in ground and space. For weapons, you got the Engage Zero Beam Rifle that's compatible with the Auxiliary Thruster Control System skill, which we'll get into in a second. The Easy Booster Type BS, so just a single beam saber. We have the Engage Zero Head Mounted Vulcan. 90 damage, 40 ammo, some nice amount of ammo there. A little bit shorter range. But next weapon here, next melee weapon is the Easy Booster Type BS times 2. So yeah, double beam saber. And hey, you have aerial melee skill, or aerial melee system. There we go, cool. And then you have a shield, large size shield, 4,000 health. Yeah, not really a whole lot in weapons here. Surprising for like a relatively newer suit for 500, right? But for skills, you have Assault Booster level 3, High Performance Balancers level 1, and back level 2, Maneuver Armor level 2, that you take 10% less damage while boosting and less stagger when hit consecutively. You have Force Injectors level 2, you have Melee Combo Control level 2, that's 3 melee swings. Shield Break Stance Mastery, so if your shield blows up, you don't get stunned because of that. Heavy Attack, a lot of raids typically come with this nowadays. I don't even think I think the new suit doesn't have it though. The new, what is it, Saikamu Yagdoga test type, whatever. You have aerial melee system, which only works with your double beam saber, I believe. Aerial or emergency evasion system, so you get a dodge roll. Only one for a suit that's supposed to be like high mobility, kind of weird. But anti-blast stabilizers, so mobile suit explosions do not heavy stagger you, which is pretty nice. Flight control program level 2, you can have more actions in the air, like jumping or boosting, whatnot. High performance radar level 1, auxiliary thruster control system level 2 activates when using high speed movement for a set period and increases your high speed movement speed by 15%, reduces cumulative attack damage, I believe, towards you, and disables high speed compatible weapons. I think this means you're able to use your primary weapon, and additionally grants you flat booster level 1. And then finally, you have a special back add-on buff for level 2, reduces HP lost from back add-on damage by 15%. So, yeah, again, very light on the weapons. Maybe they're really effective. I mean, that can be possible for a suit, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at it. And, yeah. I'm not a big fan of the, I kind of like the kind of curvature of the suit in some areas, like the hips and the legs. Overall, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of it in the way it's designed and relative to where it's in, like, in it being in a Gundam series, right? But either way, we got the beam rifle, basic stunning weapon, and of course you can boost and shoot with it after a while. So right here, beam saber, overhead slice. In my experience, those are pretty easy to counter, so just be careful. Side swings, and then the down swing, which, hey, that actually hit. Cool. Okay, so it's a 2-parter, and I remember a lot of people saying that they whiff pretty hard using this, and this does have the potential to miss pretty easily if you're up close to somebody. Like, you can do this, get the first part down swing off, and then completely miss the second part, right? Do something like, oh, now it wants to hit, okay. I've seen people whiff this quite often, but, hey, it's working for me now. But it is a pretty slower downswing, right? So, just be careful using it. Vulcans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20 shots. I believe the really good Vulcans that you see like the GPO units and all that will stun in 17 hits. So I mean, hey, it's kind of within that range. However, that is half of your Vulcans, so you have to be careful if you like really trying to go in for this. So not the best when it's your only other range weapon, right? Because you only have a beam rifle. And finally, your double beam sabers. So hey, I like that nice little cut here. Do you slice with both sabers and side swings though? No, it looks like just one slice. Unfortunate, but yeah, it was a downswing now. Okay, I like that. Looks like it goes pretty good distance. It's okay, cool. So you can just like kind of boost towards people and just kind of use that to your advantage whenever you want to. Relieve some thruster gauge off of your suit when you're going for that downswing. Kind of keep the speed up, right? So fair enough. Probably not the best to use at close range. As you can see, that just whiffed completely. Will hit people on the ground though, which is pretty nice. And of course, you got one dodge roll. And let's try out our flat. Oh yeah, I forgot to show off flat boosters, right? Flat boosters. Only activates within a certain amount of time. I kind of like the way the butt flaps open up though. I like that. I don't know why, it gives me like a little bit of like Dunbine vibes, even though that's like on the back of the ore battlers, not the ass, right? But I kind of wish it kind of just had flat boosters just normally, instead of having to wait a little bit, because I feel like that would work really well in conjunction with the skill we're about to show off here, which is aerial melee, which works with the down. That doesn't feel nearly as, maybe it's just because of the way you're in the air. It doesn't feel like it goes as far, but let's see how this can work for us. So yeah, and I believe, if I remember correctly, you can't get countered when you're using aerial melee, so you can probably use that to your advantage, whatever you want to use that for. Other than that, yeah, pretty basic suit. I mean, you just got a stun beam rifle, Vulcans that stun in 20 hits out of 40, and 2 melee weapons. So yeah, very much dedicated trying to get close for melee, or maybe even just hit and run kind of stuff, right? So maybe something like there we go, straight up one combo that guy. So yeah, you can probably do something like that. Ooh, okay, that whiffed. Maybe be careful when you're around a wall. Ooh, okay, yeah, I can see that whiffing if you're like closest to a wall like that. Yeah, okay, that can be kind of a problem, but other than that, yeah, very. And I can see what people mean now when they say it's like a very basic suit. It might not be up to snuff for the cost. It might still be able. Oh, I forgot to show off the heavy attack. My bad, everybody. I forgot the double beam sabers have a heavy attack. Let's go ahead and see what that entails. I remember it did a kickflip, which is pretty sick. Oh, okay. That's actually kind of fucking sick. But yeah, wasn't expecting it to stand still. You know, high mobility suit to stand still for a heavy attack. So I'm not sure how I feel about that necessarily. I feel like it should kind of have something similar to like what maybe the Shazar Team A has, where it just kind of goes in so it can kind of boost away, right? See what it does to general. We'll see what the full damage is on the support. That can be really good for people up against the wall, though. So that, yo, if you want to get a heavy attack on somebody, make sure they're up against the wall, because you get that full damage, and then you can just mess them up, it looks like. But yeah, other than that, I can see where it can struggle, right? Especially if maybe you're unfortunate and you kind of whiff your melee attacks. The heavy attack though looks like it's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, 14k as expected of a heavy attack. So you hit that off on a support, they're pretty much guaranteed to die. Of course, you can probably do something like... Oh, well, I gotta time that a lot better, but... You know, you can probably combo that with your, flat boosters. To, get a stun from the air and then going for a melee. So let's try that out. Very, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's very specific. I know there's a better word for this, I just can't think of it at the moment. Very specific, but, you never know. There can be some moments, you know, they've been recently trying to mess around with suits that kind of jump to initiate things, you know. The Saikamu, what is it, Saikamu Doga, or no, the Psycho Doga, right? Or the Bishop Doga, what do you want to call it, the Pope Doga? The Jetta, oh god, man, the Jetta Bull or the Jetta Cannon. I know that one, you know, kind of messes around with it jumping, right? So I guess, you know, they want to experiment with that a little bit more, but yeah, again, I can see where an issue might arise where it might be a little bit too basic of a loadout, right? But it does seem like it does hit hard, and looks like you can kind of build it all right in terms of resistances, except for the ballistic. Ballistic is low at 12, right? But it is lacking a lot in the stun categories, right? And there's just a lot of suits at 500 that can just stun. I mean, if we're looking at some of some older raids, right, like the Psycho Zaku Mark II, that one has like 3 instant stuns and 2 melees to go with that, right? And really good like damage ramp up on its melee. But so it might struggle in that regard, but who knows? I can see why this is considered like not as good as the or one of the worst of the Engage week, right? At least from what I heard, right? I heard the Musica was worse, probably the worst one, but yeah. But hey, maybe I'll get some of the other Engage suits and they might be better. But yeah. Line that up.